everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I'm back with another Stampin' Up! Tutorial featuring a baby card. I'm actually doing a waterfall card, which I have not showed you guys before. I am using the stamp set All for Baby that is current in our catalog, and here is the card that I created. As you can see, when you pull the little tab, it flows and open. So that's why it is called a waterfall card. And then I've also designed the inside as well. So we're going to recreate this. There are a lot of measurements and pieces of paper to this design. So I will have all of that information over on my blog at theirishscrapper.com. And we are going to, this is kind of a neutral card, and I'm going to do a much more girly version with you guys now. So let me go ahead and grab the base pieces. So we are using polished pink. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We are going to give that a nice crease. I've already pre-cut everything, so hopefully this won't be too long of a video. I have a piece of the Patterned Party Designer Series paper. This is the host set of paper that is available with a qualifying order. I absolutely love it. This piece is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have another piece of polished pink that is 1 by 4, and we are going to use that here. I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4 as well. So I am going to grab my Seal Plus, and we are going to start by putting down these layers. Alright, so let's get that centered up here. Alright, now for the polished pink 1 by 4 piece, you just want to put adhesive on the 2 edges. So you can use either your Seal Plus or your tear and tape. You definitely want a strong adhesive because of the pulling with this card. Alright, so we are going to, and you want it about 1 inch or so up from the bottom. And hopefully I'm straight because I can't really see with the camera. Okay, so you can see you have this gap. Alright, that's how you want it. Now we'll grab our basic white layer and we can add that to the inside. Alright, so that is down. Okay, so now let's get into the mechanism part. So this piece is a piece of polished pink. This is 2 3/4 by 8 5/8, and then I have scored it in 4 spots. So hopefully you'll be able to see here. I have it scored at 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, and 4. Alright, so we are going to fold that in half. Okay, and then this is where this is going to come through and create that mechanism for the folding. Alright, so I am going to use my tag, the Delightful Tag Topper punch, to punch this. So you can see here the opening, it's bigger than this opening here, but I am still going to kind of feed this in from the side. Hopefully not damage my paper. And I want to push it all the way to the end. Okay. And then you can kind of see from the front if you're centered. So you have the same amount here. I hope that makes sense. Alright, and then we'll pop that out. Okay, so then you can see what's left. So you can do a couple different things here, and I actually put all of my blocks on top of my trimmer. I'm going to use my trimmer. You can use your scissors, whatever is easiest for you. I'm going to line up those edges right there in the track, and I'm going to very carefully trim off that piece. See? Alright, so let me get it over here, and you can almost feel when it comes off. Alright, and then in case you're, just a little off or something, you can just give your scissors, see, and just pop that off. Okay, so now you kind of have that decorative edge. All right, so we're going to feed that back through here, and I'm using my background here to keep me straight. So now with this, let me see if I go sideways, you probably have a better view. We are going to add adhesive just to the top of this, and it is going to line up with the bottom of this 1-inch piece, okay? There we go. I'm going to put my Seal Plus, again, a really strong adhesive right to the top of that piece. I'm going to fold that back. Okay, now I want to try to keep this straight. It's kind of hard when I'm looking at it sideways. Let's see. And then I want to put this right to there. See if that looks straight before I really give it a press. Okay. Alright, so now let's kind of crease. And if you want, you could crease all of these beforehand. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Alright, so now we have our squares. So I have basic white. I have 3 squares that are cut to, is it 2 1/4? Let me see. Now I've, yeah, 2 1/4, and then I've cut the same DSP to 2 1/2. So we are going to do our stamping on these. So I'm going to set our base out of our way, and I'm going to grab my piercing mat. This piercing mat is not in the catalog, but if you do put, I think, like pierce into the search on the online store, you can still purchase it. It's still available. I, of course, will have a full supply list in the description of the video. So let's start with our stamping. So I have these cute little onesies and this bear, and we are going to use those 3 for our squares. And I'm going to pull in our polished pink. Oh, I'm seeing a battery light on my camera. Hopefully that doesn't mess us up. Okay, hold on. This is quite a juicy ink pad. Okay, let's see how this looks. I might have to re-stamp it if it's too bubbly looking. Alright, so we're going to do pink. Yeah, that doesn't look that great. Okay, well, let's try the other one. Let me get the other onesie here. And if it looks splotchy like this, I will recut these and come back to you guys. Okay. And then for the teddy bear, I'm actually going to use Smoky Slate. We are going to give him, and these are kind of, you know, they have a bit of like distinctiveness to them. Anyways, these stamps. So you do get a bit of a different look. You'll see what I mean here when I do the bear. So see, he has a couple spots that are darker than the rest. So it's really cool how that happens. Alright, let me pause right here. Let me switch batteries and we will get back to this. Okay, so I've just re-stamped those, changed out my batteries. You can hopefully see it's a little bit improved. I took a knife, a plastic knife, and just rubbed the top of my ink pad to kind of even out that ink. Since that's a new color, it was quite juicy. So now we are going to take our white squares, and we are going to back those with the Designer Series paper, same one that we've been using, Patterned Party, and I'm trying to see what I did. Here's my adhesive. Alright, so let's add these to the front of our paper. Oh, whoa! Here I almost, let me get my silicone mat. I just put adhesive on the Designer Series paper instead of the bear. You know, it's Monday. This is what happens. Okay, let's add that right there. I'm going to leave that one sit. I'm going to grab our last onesie. Let me okay, and then let's put that here. Okay, so now let's talk about adding our squares. So you can see this is in a flat position. This is where we adhered our mechanism. So my top square is going to be this onesie. I'm going to put adhesive just on this top part. Let me get my seal to cooperate. There we go. Now I'm going to lay this, I have this laying flat, and I want to center that, and I'm putting, you'll see there's 3 even boxes from where we scored, and when I pull on this, you'll see how that moves. So now you can lay that one flat and move on to your next one. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to be as clear as possible. So here's where I put that adhesive, which fortunately was in the right spot. I'm just looking so that I have it lined up with my other square. Now I'm on that second one. Now we're going to lay that one flat, grab our third one. Come on. There we go. Alright, now we'll line that up here. Okay, so I have no adhesive on those other pieces. Now we've gotten to another rectangle. So I have also cut down paper for that. This one, let me get you the measurements because I don't want to confuse you anymore. This one is 2.5 by 1.5, and then this would be 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. So we're going to adhere those together, and we are going to use, so we're keeping the coordination of the Designer Series paper and everything going. Now you could totally switch out colors here if you wanted to. You know, that would be completely up to you. I actually was using my liquid glue on my original because it gives you a little bit of more wiggle room in case you place it wrong. Okay, so you got a nice little border. Again, I'm just looking at it to be lining up with our other pieces. Now you can also stamp here before you adhere them down. I'm going to wing it and stamp after I have them connected. So here is the next rectangle. This one is 3.5 by 2.5, and then the white is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. Alright, so we're going to line that up. Okay, and then I'm just looking back at my original, so if that's helpful. You can see here I stamped, there's multiple sentiments. I used quite a few of the stamps that are in this set. So you can either do this now in color. I used Memento Black on my original because that kind of ties into the back side of the Designer Series paper. But I think I'm going to go with the pink. I think we're going to go all pink today. Really, really heavy pink here. Okay, so I'm now going to stamp the little hands, little feet. Big love. Alright, I can see that's very wet and juicy. Now I'm going to grab that hello little one. So again, you can either stamp once it adhered, or like I have it now, separate before you adhere it. Do your stamping. Okay, so let me set that aside. Now I'll go ahead and grab my glue. And this piece is going to fit right in here. Isn't that pretty? I just love that everything coordinates. That's what's awesome about Stampin' Up! And their papers. Everything goes together beautifully, so you don't have to worry about getting things to match. Actually, the pink that's in this designer series paper is not even the polished pink, but it looks great with it together. Okay, so now you can see here we've got our flap all working. Can push that back and now pull, and there we go. So sometimes you just have to kind of tweak your front there. We will also add a piece of ribbon. Let me fold up my original. I also did that piece of designer series paper. This is just 1x4. We're going to add that to the bottom of our inside layer as well. How do I have my... Oh, I have them going that way, so I want them to go that way here as well. Okay, let's put that there. I think on here I will do Memento for this sentiment, Memento Black, because I'm going to add a couple little hearts, and I'll use the polished pink for those. Okay, so we're going to say congratulations on your growing family. Love that. Let's get our little tiny heart that is in this set as well. I'm going to put one of those there and one over here. Alright, now we just have to add our little pull tie. Let's close that and let's open this up. So you can choose any of the ribbons that coordinate. I think we'll just stick, let me see, do I want to change colors? Maybe I do. I'll just go with the pink for now since I have it right here handy in front of me. We are going to cut ourselves a piece. My scissors are caught here, hold on. We're going to fold that in half. We will pull that up through that hole from the tag. We'll feed these through. Give that a nice pull, not too hard, and then we will trim our ends on an angle. And then I will share, so what else I did was I did add some Wink of Stella. Especially on my original version that was a little bit more neutral. I wanted a few, areas to kind of stand out since the colors were so soft. So I added the Wink of Stella to the sleeves here on this one. You can see on the bear, I went in and did his little spots. So his face and then his feet as well. And when you add the Wink of Stella, it kind of deepens the color a bit. And you can see he has a heart, so if you want to stamp that heart in the polished pink, you can do that. On this one, I just kind of did every other. So I brought that wink in again. And it just kind of, it's not a huge thing, but in person versus the video, the camera kind of doesn't pick it up as well. You can definitely see the difference of those colors. So there you go. So I hope that you have enjoyed this waterfall baby card. This was super fun to create. We have lots of baby showers coming up, and we're so excited about it. So I do thank you guys for coming. You can find a full supply list in the description of the video. You can pick up all of the products I used in my online store, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.